Greetings! How are you today? Hey, before I get started, I have a question for you. Have you ever thought of hiring a business coach? Something I'd never really thought of, but looking back on my life, years ago I rode horses and I had a coach to help me improve my riding skills. Footballers have coaches, so I thought, why not? So I'm giving it a whirl. Anyway, one of the things they said I had to do was to make a video telling my story of how I got started painting with coffee. Well, if you've ever met me at any of the markets or art walks, you'll have heard this story. I tell it 1,000 times. In fact, I'm kind of sick of telling it. But the business coach said you should make a video and share it on YouTube and tell how you got started painting with coffee and, more importantly, how it changed your art career. So here goes. My name's Linda Finstad. I call myself a coffee artist, and not only a coffee artist, the famous coffee artist. Now I know that sounds very pretentious, and it kind of is, and a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but I felt I earned the title. So let me tell you why. It all started back at the beginning of the pandemic. I normally paint with acrylics. You can see some of my pictures behind me. But I was out of some colours. I'd run out of some colours, so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to use what I got. And I started painting with instant coffee and got totally hooked. I must admit, it was so much fun. And I'd also found a little bit of, it wasn't even real paint, it was trim-clad paint I found in the garage. So I used a little bit of red as well, just to add a pop of colour to my coffee paintings. Anyway, over the 2 years of the pandemic, I painted 1,000 coffee paintings. I wrote and illustrated 7 books. Oh, these are just some of them. Created a whole line of greeting cards, coasters, the whole 9 yards out of instant coffee. And why I said it changed my art career, well, you know what? These are some of my greeting cards. I had the worst attitude in the world about creating greeting cards. To be honest, it felt a little bit like the actress who didn't want to do commercials. But I gave in. People kept bugging me. They loved my sassy angels. So I gave in, and I'm so glad I did, because the greeting cards are what got me into gift shops and novelty stores. And that formed a whole new line for me of wholesale business. It was marvellous. And do you know, it is so easy to be famous. All you need is $45 and you can buy the domain name. So I'm the famous coffee artist. You can see my work on www.famouscoffeeartist.com. So there, I've done it. I've made my little video, I've shared my story, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Hope my business coach is happy.